Hello and welcome to the Powerful African Women, the PAW Podcast.
The podcast to empower the PAW in you.
I'm Yassa.
And I'm Saran.
And today we're going to talk about
PAW and its origins,
its goals,
and its functioning.
Then we're going to talk a bit about ourselves.
And we'll give you some tips.
So stay tuned
and listen.
Poulet Yassa.
Woman.
Student.
USC.
Los Angeles.
Laughs.
Mali.
Senegal.
Tunisia.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay. Now you must be wondering, why are they saying these random words?
Well, there's a link and we'll explain it to you very soon. So, back to the beginning. You must be wondering, what is the link between Poulet Yassa and Powerful African Women? So a little throwback to a September evening in downtown LA, actually near USC, so not the best area, but it was still fun.
No.
Right? So we gathered around a West African dish, the famous Poulet Yassa. Again, very famous because there was no mustard in it. It's fine.
We won't explain why, but there's a story behind.
So 6 women, among them, the 2 of us, we started discussing the gap between our current world and the traditional vision of women as conveyed and expected by our cultures. Our similarities, all 6 of us at the time, USC students, and 100% coming from the African community. 5 countries were represented that night: Senegal, Mali, Côte d'Ivoire, Guinea, and Tunisia.
So we started to talk, to discuss, and to debate about these issues. And a month later, we had the same meeting, the same group, but a different dish. This time it was acheke poulet braisé, for those who know what that is. And we started to think that there might be a pattern here, because the peculiarity was that the same topics were coming on and on. We were talking about religion, marriage, sexuality, career, our independence as women, and we basically had the same discussion about the dissonance of the vision we have for our future and what societies of our country were expecting from us. And the thing is that our profile were, however, kind of different. Some of us were from the American Anglo-Saxon point of view because some of the girls have made a study in the US. One, actually me, was coming from the French-speaking world and studying in Paris. So we were kind of a bit different. One of the girls was wearing a headscarf, and the other, okay, that was me. I was wearing a short skirt. So another girl has an engineering background. That was #Saran. Yes, girl. And another one has a business or a more economy background. That's #me.
So in a nutshell, we were all different. However, we shared the same concerns about the expectations of women. Thus, the choice to create a platform gathering African women opinions. Through brainstorming later, PAW was born.
Ta-da!
Yes.
So, now let's talk about the goal of PAW. Our goal is to build a network of ambitious African women. We want women with objectives, and we want to offer them a safe platform to discuss topics related to education, support system, expectations from society about religion, marriage, sexuality, career, our independence as women, and so on. And actually, we want to discuss anything our audience wants to talk about.
Yeah, so we really want to have fun, explore topical and taboo issues, discuss our listeners' questions and comments, interview guests. We also want to provide you guys with tips related to career, school, living abroad, while we want to build a really strong network for African women.
Yes, that's our goal.
Right. So how is it going to happen? So the first step will be to publish as many podcasts as possible on a variety of topics involving our guests. Maybe even one of you guys, our listeners, if you're interested in sharing your opinion or experience, we'll be glad to have you here.
And next step, we are really looking forward to strengthening the network of strong, ambitious African women. And we would like later to create a platform. We would like to organize discussion groups and conferences. Well, we'll just see how it goes, but we want something that is strong, big, and powerful.
Exactly. Yes, because we need that in the continent.
Exactly, we need that. And for this first podcast, we will be the one quickly presenting ourselves so that you get to know your host. Who are we, our student path and tips, our career, which are just about to begin for the both of us, and so on. So, Saran, I'm gonna let you start. Who are you, or should I say, present the PAW in you?
Thank you, Aissatou. So I mentioned before, my name is Saran. Some people call me DSK. I'm fine with that too. I actually like it better.
Okay, DSK.
Thank you, darling. So I am an Ivorian and Guinean girl, and I grew up in Libreville, Gabon. So, I can be Gabonese if you want me to. I don't discriminate. I recently graduated from USC, University of Southern California, fight on forever. And, I majored in chemical engineering and petroleum. So I chose this career or this path for two reasons. The first one being my beautiful parents. I love them so much, but it was a little bit of force, they forced me to kind of get into that path, which at the end of the day, I liked it because I felt like it could, my skills that I would learn in college would help me in helping, the African communities with the different energy issues that we have back home. So I thought that I could give a little bit back to the community, right?
That's good.
And, right now, I just finished school, so I am studying soon as an engineer for a petroleum company. And I'm really excited to make money now and to finally get my Gucci bag. So I'm very, very excited. Thank you, Miss Aissatou. Now your turn.
Okay, so I'm Aissatou or Astou, depends on what you prefer. I'll actually answer to both. I'm 100% Senegalese, but I grew up living in different countries. I've lived in Senegal, but also Ivory Coast, Togo, Tunisia, before coming to France after high school. And I recently graduated from my business school in Paris, which is ESCP Europe. And I integrated that school after 2 very, very, very intense and tough years of preparatory class.
Yes.
Yes, and I specialize in corporate finance because my motivation has always been to help entrepreneurs and companies in Africa to grow and mature their projects. And this is why I wanted to work in finance, and more precisely, I want to work in investments through private equity, aka PE, for those who know what that is. So, for now, I'll be starting as a transaction service consultant for an accounting group, and I'm really, really excited to make my own money.
Yes, I'm excited for you too, so that you can offer me that trip to Paris.
Yes, girl, yes.
So now, you guys got to know us a little better. We wanted to start off this podcast with a light topic, So as students, we wanted to talk about different tips about college that we thought were important.
Yes.
So the first one that we decided to talk about is self-care. We all know that college can be fun, but also very stressful. We've all been there. And I think it is important to be able to manage, your ups and downs. And self-care is one way to do so, at least I think. It helps, feel refreshed, rested. I know it definitely helped me deal with daily stress, pressure, we all deal with those challenges very differently, and we need to understand that everyone has their own practice of self-care. Like sleep, for an example, is like a good practice. I like to sleep a lot, and when the semester starts, you know that. I feel like everybody knows that.
Yes, I know that.
Even my roommates were complaining about me. I love to sleep, okay? And, during the semester, assignments start to pile up, and it gets tricky. You don't sleep as much. You get cranky. And being sleep deprived doesn't help, with the academic success as well as your overall health. So I think it's important to try to get enough sleep each night. Like another good one is exercise. I definitely got late into the game, like actually late junior year of college, but it definitely made a difference when I started working out more and doing any type really of physical activity. Like I love kickboxing, I love weightlifting. Recently got into your hot yoga. So you can just find anything that you enjoy and, make it a routine. I think it would be amazing. What about you?
Yes.
What do you think, Aisa, too?
So I totally agree about you on self-care. But I would add that self-care also for me, it means going out, meeting with your friends, like keeping your friendships and everything, and going to social events. So self-care also means that you are able to build a life outside of school. That's actually the best way to maintain a good balance between studying and, well, basically living. So that's just what I would add.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. And yeah, I mean, social life is important. I love it too. So thank you for your tip, and Miss Aisa too.
Thank you.
So the second one we wanted to kind of emphasize is, looking for a meaningful community. It's very important, at least for me here, when, you are in a new place and you want to meet people who understand your struggles, who can laugh at some stuff you say because they can relate to you or they've been in that same situation, So, what do you think, Aisato?
Yes, I would say that community is definitely very important. And sometimes it can happen that you don't find people who looks like you in your student environment. I would say do not be afraid to look outside. You can meet them maybe through extracurricular activities such as, I don't know, dance or sports or parties or social events. And as Sarah was saying, it is indeed very, very important to have people in your environment that you can relate to. I would also say that community is about, and that actually linked it to our third tip section.
Yes.
I would recommend that you do not hesitate to reach out to the African network. That can happen through social media or soon through PAW. That is actually how, for instance, I got my internship. Through the African community, I got my internship. How? So one day I was on LinkedIn and I saw this article about this alumni from my school. She was Senegalese, she was a woman, and she was actually, she graduated 20 years earlier, and she was the director of one of the company I wanted to do my internship in, and I was really struggling to find an internship. So I was like, okay, you have nothing to lose. Just kind of boldly contact her on LinkedIn, telling her, okay, I'm just like you, I'm a woman, I'm Senegalese, I'm from your school, and I'm struggling to find an internship. Can you help me? And she just gave my contact to one of the director of another office, and I went through the processes, like everyone else, and I finally had the internship. But just the fact that I was like, okay, she's African, I'm African, maybe she can just, she would want to help me because she saw that I'm some kind of her 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think
it's, I mean, today, if someone like me was asking me about help for an internship, I would definitely help her because I've been there and I know what she's gonna struggle with. So people are glad to do so don't hesitate to.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like that woman, she definitely saw that. I mean, she's been in your shows 10 years ago. So of course she wants to make sure that you have it easier or just you have the support that you need. So I think that's something that sometimes we are afraid to, is really reaching out. But you'll be surprised how people are actually nice and they're happy that you reach out to them. They are waiting.
Super nice.
They are actually waiting for people to reach out to them. So don't be scared, really. That's something that I learned. We're still working through it. Sometimes you get you get just afraid, but once you get in there, you're like, wow, it was easy, and actually people are there to support you. So do it.
Yes, do it.
Yes, so thank you. So third one, we wanted to talk about network. So I think that's my favorite thing. Like, especially in college, all my friends, they kind of knew me. I love to network. I love to talk to new people, and so many people like found their internships, their full-time opportunities based on those meaningful interactions, right? So like, it's a great way to connect with people, to create opportunities for yourself. You can find like yourself a mentor. You can secure that internship. You can even find like lasting friendships, so
Yes.
I encourage you to get out there, mingle, find groups, like groups
Yes.
that are meaningful to you. Don't just sign up for a group just because you want to be out there. Like, you go there just because you want to bring something to the table, or that they also impact you in some type of way.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And that actually brings me to my kind of like last section of tips. It's about experience and career. I would add that experiences are really, really important. The first thing is that as a candidate for a job or an internship, you have to differentiate yourselves. The first thing is that you have to have different knowledge. You have to know things that other students who have the same who went to the same school as you, like they don't know. You need to be the one that is different. So I would encourage you as much as possible to try to learn things outside of school, like stuff about your general culture knowledge and everything. That's really important. The second thing would be like, you should do as many internships as or jobs that you can to gain experience. Indeed, like even in France, where school rankings are very, very important, today your experiences are getting more and more valued and can actually make a huge difference. So that's more about experience. And my last very, very personal tip would be, do not be afraid to show and be proud of your Africanity. It is something I've actually started to claim during my interviews and all, and I'm sure it has made a huge difference because it shows that I have goals and I'm motivated. And what is important in showing that you love, in my case, that I love Africa, that I want to work there one day, is that I actually try to build a bridge between the job that I'm applying to, for instance, here in France, and what I can do through this job for the continent. You build connections, you build linked. And actually, the interviewers, they really love it because it actually changed the conversation, which was at the beginning, like, he's asking me a question, I'm answering. Well, it switched it to more of a discussion. He's giving me his opinion on Africa and the prospect of the continent, and I was also giving him my opinion. So it was really, really interesting, and I would advise, if you have the opportunity, do it. Don't be afraid. They won't judge you. They won't say, oh no, she's African, I'm not gonna take her. No, actually they would love that you're different.
I agree. And like, even to just go back to the experience, I think you said it's good to have as many internships and jobs as possible, right? But I think really also any type of experience is really useful, because especially like in the US, we emphasize research a lot, depending on what kind of path you are into. Like in engineering, sciences, even literature, like some type of research also can be seen as good experience, as long as you know how to brand yourself or sell yourself. So just any meaningful experience that you think would add to your resume is amazing. Like, some people have never had any internships before going to their full-time offers, but they've been doing so many research, they've been doing, leadership roles. Like, so anything that you think could really brand yourself up, use that into your advantage. And just be yourself, because at the end of the day, I know, like in interview, especially like during interviews, they can call you on bullshit that you write. Sorry for that word.
They know. They
know, So just be yourself, and you'll get it. That's all I can say. And if you don't, you'll have a better opportunity. That's all.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, so that was all for our tips for today.
Thank you very much for listening. Really, thank you. That's our first podcast, and we're really excited to do it. Now, please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Just have to type Powerful African Women on your phone or on your computer.
Yes, do it now. Like Powerful African Woman. You just do it now. Like it takes you 3-5 seconds?
Yes,
we need
3 seconds.
That, okay? And for Twitter, PAW Woman, PAW, and another W, Woman. So just do it.
And also, we would like to have your opinion. Give us your suggestion, your comments, and share as much as possible about PAW so we can strengthen the network.
Yes, you can also reach out to us through email at powerfulafricanwoman@gmail.com. Give us your opinion, ask us questions, just send us some love, We take everything.
Yes. And talk about PAW to your entourage. And don't forget to bring out the PAW in you.
Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. See you later.